I'm going to close the polls. Gives me an idea on what you got, what you're looking for, why you're here, so that I can help you become that profitable and consistent trader that you want to be. All right, so let's go ahead and get started because I respect your time, and anybody that comes in late, then they'll miss whatever they miss. So my name is David Kushner. That's me in the top right-hand corner. Uh, Mark Sachs is the owner. Mark Miller is the owner. David and Craig run other trading rooms, and Sergio is our main programmer, and Rory is our main guy that takes care of everything, and Charles and Brock do customer support. So we have to get the business end out of the way first. So basically what this says is that we're not giving you any buy, sell, or hold recommendations. Everything I talk about today is either based on my trading or educational purposes only. Okay, this is not a solicitation to offer to buy options or futures. All right, so there we go. So who am I? I am David Kushner. So kind of weird saying your own name, you know? So I've been trading the markets for over 20 plus years. I've traded stocks, options, futures, and I traded Forex for 12 years. My background was I had an automotive parts business that I started when I was 18 years old, and I had that business for 28 years before I sold it in 2005. And since then, I've been trading full time. So, like most of you probably have a whole shelf full of indicators or a hard drive or whatever, full of trading systems that came with a lot of empty promises. And I feel your pain because I was one of those people for a long time. Uh, and, when I saw a webinar that Mark Sachs did, and I saw the money flow tracker system, I quickly realized that this methodology isn't based around the same old indicators that everybody else teaches, but it's really more based on mathematical modeling and triple and quadruple screen analysis. And I'll explain that. So now I only trade with institutional money flow. So anytime I talk about order flow or money flow, I'm only talking about institutional money flow. Okay, because those are the ones that move the market. And since I've been trading with institutional money flow, I've been a much more profitable trader and consistent, and we've been running over a 70% win-loss rate. So this is what I'm going to go over in the webinar: how to use the software, the high probability setups, the unbreakable, and I mean unbreakable rules to follow, how I trade breakouts and sidestep a lot of losing trades. We had a couple today, and how to pass the evaluations to become a funded trader. All right. So for those who stay to the end, it's about a 45-minute presentation. We have a very special discount today with a bunch of additional software included as a free bonus. So let's just dive right in. All right. So what you need: 4 things to create trading success. First thing you need software that will provide you with a competitive edge over all other traders. And the second thing is that edge has to track the direction of money flow, institutional money flow. The third thing is you need etched in stone rules to follow, and this will eliminate discretion. I have found, for me personally, I do better when I have a hard set of rules to follow. Okay? The money flow tracker software will keep you out of choppy range-bound markets. You don't want to be trading in there. Okay, you want to trade when there are trends. And the fourth thing is you need the patience. Okay, and this is the biggest thing that people don't have. They think because you're sitting in front of the computer for hours in the morning that you must take a trade. You have to take a trade. And that's not true at all. There's plenty of days we don't take any trades. And why? It's because if we would have taken trades, First of all, we didn't get set up, so we couldn't take trades. Okay. And that's really one of the biggest advantages. You know, we have high probability setups when we do get a setup, but you know what? Have to, you know, we're all subject to market conditions. And some days and some weeks and some months, it's just choppy. And it's been that way for the last couple months. December and January have been extremely choppy, a lot of range bound markets. So I'm going to break down the system in detail. But let me show you a few trades we've taken. Here's an option trade. Here's another option trade on GME. Here's one on Costco and Fastly. This is a trade that I took on 30-year bonds. Now, this trade was taken at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I had to exit because when you're trading prop accounts, you have to exit at the end of the day, before the end of the day. Otherwise, they'll cancel your account. All right. So this was 41 ticks at 31.25 a tick was $1,280. Here's a trade on 6E. So from the poll that I took, you know, I came to the conclusion that most of you are having a problem making money. And why is that? Because you don't have the proper tools to efficiently manage your trades. You overtrade. That's a big one. That just, when you overtrade, all you're doing is making your broker money. You revenge trade. That's a really big one. And you make impulsive trading decisions. You lack consistency. You trade with indicators that lag price. You lack a mathematical proven trade methodology. And all these things lead to blowing up trading accounts. And believe me, I've blown up my share of trading accounts. You know, I'm not going to tell you I don't. I mean, because that would be not honest to tell you that I do. So my commitment to you is bring this to an end. Stop. And I listened to a webinar just like this that Mark Sachs did, and it just clicked for me. And maybe this will click for you too. Okay. So why do 95 to 98% of traders go broke? Because they're following the same old things: price action, MACD, Elliott wave, divergence, all this stuff, Fibonacci's. All these things really don't work. Okay, they really don't work. You know, Fibonacci's could be, you know, I could pull Fibonacci's from any swing and get something to line up. You know, these are not things that, but none of these things have any future predictive properties. Now, I'm not saying the money flow tracker has future predictive properties, because it doesn't, but when we do get setups, they're very high probability. So Mark Sachs was the one who developed the software. He has 15 plus years in the study of applied mathematics. He was a professor at Jefferson University. He did work for the US Navy and the Army and some other big companies. I don't remember all the names of them. Okay. You've probably never seen a system like this in the past, because it is a very totally unique system. And we have over 500 traders between the 3 trading rooms that we all trade shoulder to shoulder every morning. But you know what? Before we get into the software, I would like to share with you this is my trade journal, okay? And I use a program online. It's a online trade journal called Edgewonk. I've been using it now for about a year and a half. I'm going to pull up last year's trades because I really don't have enough data. We're only in, 1 month, so I really can't see, but if you look at here under my equity graph, okay, because that's what really matters. Here's my equity curve for the whole year. Now, we started with, in this account, we started with $10,000 and we grew the account to 155,000. Right? And here are what we did on a monthly basis. Okay. We had August, which was our best month. But you know what? I just want to show you July, because July will tell you why you don't have to trade every day. All right. So in July, you can see that July 4th, I'm not going to count. And I was on vacation from the 11th to the 17th. So how many days did we actually trade in July? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days we didn't trade. And I'm not counting July 4th because of the holiday. 7 days we didn't trade. But look what we did in July, $9,000. And we didn't trade 7 out of 20 days. All right. So if I go back here and we go to August, August was a great month. I had one day in August, I did $6,200, right? But look, we didn't trade these days. 4 days in August, we didn't trade. In August, we did 18,155. So, you know, I can go back to, let's say, March or June, and we didn't trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in June. And look what we did in June, $9,087. So these days that we didn't trade, most likely would have been losing days, right? But why didn't we trade these days? Because we didn't have setups and the markets were choppy and range bound, so we didn't trade. But we still made good income from our trading, right? We're running, let's see, go to December. Overall for the year of last year, we ran a 73% win rate with a profit factor of 2 to 1. We don't make money, we don't win every day, but we try to keep our losing trades, our days that we are losing days smaller than our winning days. All right, so this is my equity graph, and it really tells you that we did 4,353 trades. We had 3,087 winners. We had 1,029 losers, right? With a profit factor of 2.06. Our biggest winner was 800. Our biggest loser was 550. Okay, with a performance of 113%. So what I do every day at the end of the day of my trading day is I go to my trade performance window in NinjaTrader. I download all my trades and I click on here, and here is it downloads it into an Excel spreadsheet, and then I click on here and upload it, and it brings in all my trades. It actually even brings in the trade ID. So these are all the trade IDs also from the trades from NinjaTrader. All right, so those are my trades, and average trade is very weak. Okay, doesn't really matter to me because we did $145,000 last year. So, you know, you can say something's weak or whatever, but it's not. It's not. Okay, so let's keep going. So look, what do the markets consist of? Many small retail traders, the small marbles, and one or more large institutional trader. Well, since you already know that your retail traders lose money most of the time, why would you want to trade with them? Why wouldn't you want to trade when the institutions are moving the market? Because retail traders don't move the market. All right, so let's get into the money flow tracker system. So the money flow tracker system has 3 key metrics. So the first thing is triple screen assessment of order flow. The second thing is the triple screen assessment of correlative markets using our neural network or AI. AI back in the day used to be called the neural network. Then they changed it to something else, and now everything is AI. AI. Okay, AI is amazing. Okay, it is totally amazing. I've been doing some stuff using AI. I can't believe how amazing it is. And the triple screen assessment of the Laguerre, which tells us momentum. So what do I mean by triple screen assessment? What I mean is 3 time frames multiplied by 3. So if your trading chart is a 2-minute, you're going to look at a 6-minute and an 18-minute. We trade with Unirankos, so we use range bars for our higher time frames. All right. So the first powerful force that moves up the price is order flow. Triple screen assessment of order flow, right? And one thing that why I was so impressed and why I've done so well with the software is because I don't need to look at 3 charts to know what's going on my higher time frames. I only have to look at 1 chart and it tells me everything I need to know. So triple screen assessment of order flow. First thing comes to most people's mind is these type of candles, all right? With numbers to the left, to the right again, the bottom left, bottom right, on the top, inside, outside, you name it, there's numbers here. It is virtually impossible, unless you're a very special human being, that you can make heads or tails of all these numbers. There's no way. So what we did was we went and made it super simple. But when we mean triple screen assessment, what we're talking about is we want to see order flow on 3 time frames going in the same direction. Okay? And, for easy analysis, our indicators are displayed like this. They're very easy to analyze. They're quick. Either you have everything all green or everything all red. But I'm going to pull over a live chart of, this happens to be RTY. So what we did was we took all those numbers, and the outline of the candle tells us if it's green, means the delta of the candle is positive. I like to simplify things. It means there's more buyers than sellers in the market. When it turns red, means there's more sellers than buyers. Now we have these wicks inside the Renko bar, and I'll explain to you how we use them, further on in the presentation. But these wicks tell us a lot of what's going on. Otherwise, you don't know what's going on inside the bar. You would have to look at the price scale on the right to be able to tell where, what's happening. Okay, because this wouldn't show this wick. So the colored outlines of the candle replace all those candles with the numbers. Okay, and what it does, well, I already explained it. It looks at the delta of each candle. All right. So the second most powerful force is the triple screen assessment of momentum. Now we use the Laguerre and the modified Laguerre for momentum. So the modified Laguerre is on the bottom, and what we did was we took all these momentum indicators, we added an algorithm and developed the modified Laguerre. So what the modified Laguerre does is on the bottom here. It's an oscillator, but it doesn't show divergence or any of that. It just shows the strength of the trend. So again, we have our Laguerre, we have triple screen assessment. We want to see each time frame going in the same direction as far as momentum. So, what the modified Laguerre looks at each candle and the 2 higher multiple candles, like I just explained, and it puts it in this line period on the bottom. So when this crosses below 20, this will turn red. When it crosses above 20 and is sloping up, it will be lime green. When it crosses above 80, it will turn dark green, and when it crosses below 80 and is sloping down, it will be orange. Right? Now, once it's pinned at 100 or pinned at 0, we get our acceleration dots. Okay, so that's where the acceleration dots come from. Once it gets unpinned from 100 or 0, you'll see they go away. But look at this move here with acceleration. It was pinned at 100. Right? So now I'm going to get into the quant lines. So what our quant lines are doing is it's looking at 28 market components, and they're examined by our AI system for correlation. Okay, so look, if the euro is going up, wouldn't you want to see the Great British Pound, the Japanese yen, the Australian dollar going up at the same time? That's correlation. Just like if the ES is going up, wouldn't you want to see NQ, RTY, and YM going up at the same time? Look at today. Today, we have very mixed markets. It's very difficult to trade when you have mixed markets. Very difficult to trade. So, you know, the old thing, rising tide floats all boats. Well, it's kind of the same thing. If you have, if the dollar's getting stronger, you want to see it get stronger across most currency pairs or most indexes. And if it's getting weaker, you don't want to see the euro going down, the pound going up, and everything else going up, because the chances are that eventually it will turn around and go back up. All right. So we decided that we wanted to take it one step further. So we developed what we call the C2 indicator. And what the C2 indicator does, it adds another time frame. So we basically are going to take 18 times 3, and that is what your C2 would be set to. Yes, Raymond, this is being recorded and we will be sending it out later. You're welcome. All right. So look, putting it all together is super simple. Right? Here are the rules and here are the setups. First thing we have to have, colored background, either green or dark pink. This tells us that we have 3 time frames in agreement. Next rule, the C2 indicator is this stair-stepping line, right? This is telling us that we have 3, now 4 time frames all in agreement. The next thing is our trend line, which is the solid line, and our 15, which is the dot dash line. So going up, the trend line has to be above the 15. Going down, it will be opposite. And this tells us when we have a strong trend. So the next rule is, if you're trading into a pivot or the VWAP or higher time frame support or resistance, okay, you must break that by 3/4 of the body of the candle, and then you have to wait for a pullback candle. And I'll explain why when I show you how I sidestep a lot of losing trades. The 5th rule, both quants must be red or green. The 6th rule, the multiple time frame Laguerre must be red or green. And the modified Laguerre must be pinned at 0 or 100, so you get your acceleration dots. Right? So this trade here would have been 63 ticks. We would take our first profit target at 10 ticks, and then we trail by the 15, and as soon as the 15 changes color, it exits the trade automatically for you using our trading platform indicator that we use for executing trades. Here's a trade at 60 ticks on gold. Here's a trade on CEOX. This is actually a trade that I took. So we got our first profit target of 10 ticks and our second profit target of 55 ticks. So 100 and 550 is 650 times 6 counts that I trade. This was a $3,400 trade. Right? So all I can tell you is that, and I preach this in the room every day, is if you can follow these easy to follow rules, you should have high probability successful trades. Not every trade is going to be a winner. It's impossible for every trade to be a winner, but 73% of our trades are winning trades. So look, I can't guarantee anything, okay? But trading with the money flow tracker rules will keep you out of choppy, non-trending markets, which usually leads to losers, okay? Those type of markets lead to losers. Why? Because the institutions are not moving the market in one direction. They're keeping the market within a certain range. And once they decide to move it, then we jump on. And I like to say, like you're like a tiger or a lion, and you're hiding in the bushes, and you're stalking your prey, and you're inching closer and closer. And as soon as it sets up, as soon as it's ready, gives you that opportunity, we pounce on it. And that's what we do. And it's okay not to trade every day. All right. So look, the money flow tracker system software gives you clear and exact entries, clear and exact exits, and all your targets, and you get all the ATMs included with the software that are pre-configured and tested. So any questions? No questions? If you have any questions, just put them in the questions box and we'll get right to them. Okay. So now I'm going to teach you how I trade breakouts, and I call it the pullback and go strategy. Okay, so this is the rules. Now let me get my little pen here because I need to be able to draw this. Okay, pen, let's do a color. Let's just do blue. Okay, so you see you have a pivot. The shaded area is higher time frame support, right? So look, we're coming down, we're coming down, we're coming down, we break the pivot, right? This is the 3/4 candle right here, right? Once we get a body of the candle that closes 3/4 below, then we wait for that pullback candle. Why do we have to wait for a pullback candle? Because the market's coming down, right? We get that pullback candle. As soon as that candle pulls back to about half the candle body, that's when we place our order to sell on down close. What happens if the market pulls back and goes like this? Our order will get canceled if this candle closes up, period. And this is how we sidestep a lot of head fakes, false breakouts. Do sometimes we get caught in them anyways? Yes. Not going to tell you we don't, because sometimes we do, and it just happens. But for the majority of the time, usually we sidestep those trades. It will work for any market. We have lots of people that live in India that are clients of ours that are using the software and doing extremely well. Okay, here's a trade. Actually, this was a trade that I took, my markers on here. Broke the pivot, 3/4 of candle, pullback candle, place the order, up it goes, first profit target, second profit target. Here's another one on crude oil. Break the pivot, 3/4 of candle, and up it goes. Here's two on the Canadian dollar. Okay, so now I want to talk about my favorite subject, which is the money flow tracker auto trader, right? So we trade this only on MNQ, and we trade this on a 24 Unirenko. Umish, it works on any market, any country, whatever, okay? The only thing is that certain market, if you're trading in markets in India, the volumes might need to be adjusted for that market. Okay, we have lots of people that trade options using the software. Lots of people. Okay, so look, what does the auto trader do? The auto trader follows the rules. That's all it does. It has parameters built into it, and I'll actually pull up the some of the parameters, right? This should be red or green. This should be red or green. Okay. So look, we want to have the bias, which is the colored background, and we want to have the C2 signals, right? So we turn it on, and look, we want the Laguerre red or green. We want the modified Laguerre red or green. We want the 15 either red or green. Everything has to line up. The quants need to be red or green. We have to have at least 81 ticks before we reach a pivot or anything. Otherwise, it will not take the trade. If there's only, let's say, 50 ticks from where that would enter to the next pivot, it will not take the trade. So what I'm getting at is that it follows the rules that I just explained to you. All right. It doesn't break the rules. It only follows them. Right. On the bottom right over here, this number tells us how many contracts is going through the market per minute. This resets back to 0 every minute. Here's another trade on the Auto Trader for 665 ticks. Here's another one for 1,016 ticks. This trade was in this trade all till about from the market open till about 1:30 in the afternoon. Here's another one, 792 ticks. These are the settings that I just showed you. These are the equity curves for 2021 and 2022. Okay, any questions on the Auto Trader? Okay, so look, how to pass the evaluations. This is how you pass the evaluation. Focus on the process, not on the carrot. So what I'm saying is trade well, follow your rules, follow your plan, take the trades when they set up, right? Don't worry about how much money you're going to make. Be more concerned on how much money you have at risk. Okay, do you know that most professional traders don't focus on how much they're going to make? They're more focused on how much can I lose if it doesn't work? What are my risk parameters, right? And the challenges or evaluations or whatever they call them, whatever, they're really designed to make you fail because of all the parameters they put in place. Like how many trading days to pass, the trailing drawdown. That is probably the biggest thing that causes traders to blow out evaluation accounts, is the trailing drawdown. What is that? It causes sloppy trading. It causes revenge trading, impulse trading, stresses you out, and then you go in this circle, around circle, around circle, around circle, until you can't go any further. Thomas, we trade 2 contracts per trade. It's difficult to make money trading 1 contract. It does not scan for it. Well, I can't say that, but I will get into that. Okay. Right. So look, this is my process. If you think because you went and you bought a $50,000 evaluation account from Apex or Lilu or Blue Knox or whoever, if you think you're trading 50,000, wrong. You're not. You're not. You're trading a $2,500 or whatever your drawdown is. If you're trading a $100,000 account, maybe you have a $6,000 drawdown. That's what you're trading. So I don't risk any more than 10% of my drawdown on any one trade. Why? Because I already know that I'm 70% win rate, or even if I was 60% right, I'm still going to make money. Exactly, Thomas. And that's why I trade 6 accounts. Okay. And I use a trade copier to copy them. It's because, first of all, it's kind of hard. Most people don't like to trade 12 contracts on one trade, right? It's a mental thing that because of your relationship with money. I like to spread my risk around my accounts. There are some days I won't trade 6 accounts. I'll trade 1 account. If the markets are choppy the way they've been, I'll only trade one account. And why do I do that? It's because my risk, I don't want to risk my accounts, all my accounts on a choppy, sideways, non-trending market. Okay, so I don't risk any more than 10% of my drawdown. And you know what? If you're 50% right, okay, and you're trading at 2-to-1, you're a profitable trader. If you're a 40% right trader, win-loss rate, and you're trading 2-to-1, you're a profitable trader. Well, we're trading, let's say 60%, we're a profitable trader no matter what risk reward we're using. Okay, at 2-to-1, we're very profitable. Okay, and yeah, all you need to do if you want to make more money is just either add another account. In my case, I would just add another account, or you can up your contracts. So rather than avoid risk, take intelligent risks, and this will give you that competitive edge. Because the only thing we have in trading is our trading system methodology that gives us that edge. And with the Money Flow Tracker software, your edge is pretty good. So look, what does trading success mean? Financial freedom, no financial pressure, work from home, no boss, no commute. You can trade in your underwear if you choose. And you have the advantage of being a full-time trader and working for yourself. So you don't really have to trade one day if you don't want to. If you want to take a couple days off, you can take a couple days off. You have nobody to answer to except yourself. And what I used to do is if I've had a good week starting at Thursday, I take Friday off. That's my reward for trading well all week. I take Fridays off. All right, so look, now the most powerful software and trading methodology is available to the retail trader. So now you have two choices. I showed you the software, I showed you my trading journal, I showed you everything that you would need to learn the software. So now you have two choices. First, do nothing, continue on your current path. But from the poll in the beginning, I would say that most of you would be on the right here, would be take action today, join the thousands of traders that work 4 plus or minus hours a day from home, have no boss, and total financial freedom. Look, there are some days in the room where we have a nice trade in the morning, like within the first hour of the morning, and then I go to sim. I have a target for the day, and I have a max loss for the day. Once I reach my target for the day, I'm done. I'm keeping it Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to my sound. All right, let me go back here. What was I just showing you? All right. Well, you saw what we did on the what do you call it? This is what we did so far this month. We've had, well, this isn't hard. This is hard to say 48 because it counts every trade in and out. So this is not really right, but the total is going to be right. Okay, so you can trade. Oh, I was, all right, well, let me see. All right. Anyways, um, so we have people that are just trading using the auto trader. All right. And because the auto trader, thank you, Arthur. Okay. So look, the auto trader has a parameter in here where you can set your profit target to 500 or whatever you want, and your max loss target to 200 or whatever numbers you want to use. So once it reaches if you make $500 in profit, it will not take a new trade. But if your trade is up 500, it will keep you in that trade. It won't just close the trade when you're up 500. Okay, it will keep going. But 500 or above. But if you're down 200 and you're in a trade and you're down 200, it will exit the trade, right? And then, we have people that have jobs still, and they're not full-time traders. So what they do is they just set this to 9:30 to start, and let's say 15:30 to stop trading. So if it's in a trade after 3:30, it will stay in that trade, but it won't take a new trade. So it'll start at 9:30. It won't take a new trade after 3:30. You have your max loss and your max target. And and what they are doing is they're just turning it on in the morning and they're going to work. And when they come home, either they're going to lose 200. Yeah, Brock, I realized it was off. I don't know why it was off, but why it got turned off. But anyways, I'm going over. So if it loses 200, it stops trading for the day. Okay, and that's what they do. They turn it on. Either they're going to make 500 or more, or they're going to lose 200. And that's a pretty good risk reward. And the auto trader is very high probability because we're trading large bar sizes. Right? We're trading a 2460 120 Renko bar. So the reason why it works so well is because in order to have such a large bar, it's like trading a 4-hour chart compared to a 5-minute chart. All right, that's the best way to explain it. So look, for the first 10 traders that come aboard, we're going to give you some additional software plus. We're going to give you the market scanner. So Yumish, you asked about if it can scan for trades. It can. You could put it in here. You can put all your symbols in here. And if you're trading, like, look, this is the market analyzer. Like on ES, we would trade at 248 bars. So ES should have a sell condition. It's not a sell entry. You have to go and look at the chart to see if you have a setup, right? RTY, we trade a 41020. So we're looking in this column for RTY and YM. NQ, we trade the 82040, and MNQ, that's the auto trader, we trade at 2460 120. Okay, so if you like to trade stocks, you can go ahead and you can put all your stock symbols in here. And we also have this for minute charts. We have the template for minute charts besides just the Renko chart. So the market scanner, we charge $9.99. You'll get that included in your package. You'll get the NDT, which is basically, I'll show you right here. Let me go ahead and move this over here so I can change this. I'm just gonna put this on. I don't really want to change this right now because, so what the NDT does, it looks just like the picture. Once if you're looking for let's say you broke a pivot, it's pulling back about half the candle, you click on sell on down close, and this will place the order one tick below the close of the candle. So in a case like this, if I clicked on down close, it would place the order one tick below the close of the candle, right? And it makes it really fast and really easy to get into trades, right? Okay, so the NDT platform, execution platform is $14.99. The Masterclass series, which are really good, is futures, forex, stocks, and options. You'll get that. You'll get 1 month in my trading room, which a study has been done by this Dr. Allen. He reviewed more than 225 trading websites, evaluated them using several factors, including transparency, proven track record, and assisting traders with educational material and online support. And we came out on top at Right Line Trading. Who would think small little company like that would be listed in Traders World and Stock and Commodities magazine, right? But we have unbelievable. So here's the offer that we're doing today, right? The Money Flow Tracker software is normally $23.95. You don't need the coupon code for the 1 year subscription of $11.97, which is less than about $100 a month, right? If you look in the chat window in GoToWebinar, Rory put in a link. You do not need a coupon code. It's already included it in the link. So if you click on the link, you'll come to this page. Let me see. Oh, it says coupons already applied. And what it does is it brings it down from $23.95 to $11.97. And then what we did was we are going to keep you at the same price for next year also. So you'll get 2 years at the same price, right? And you'll get your software installed for you. You'll get 1 month in my room. You'll get the Auto Trader, the NDT, all the masterclass stuff for $11.97, for less than $100 a month, right? I mean, we can't do much better than that. So look, the Auto Trader itself is $29.97 if you buy it. The NDT is $14.99. The Market Scanner, $9.97. A month in my room. You get your software installed and coaching. If you want to do a quarterly, use coupon code SAVE $500, and you'll get for $6.97. You'll save $500. If you want to do a monthly, you can use coupon code SAVE 200, and you'll get it for $3.97. Right? So let me go. And as an extra bonus, I am going to include the Money Flow Tracker minute chart templates along with your software. So we trade with Unirenko bars. Some people like to trade with minute bars. So it's all up to you. So if you decide to come aboard with us and join me in my trade room and let me help you become a successful trader. So look, remember, if you're not successful, it's not your fault, right? It's not your fault if you're not successful right now, right? It's just you're not using the right tools. It's like trying to pound a nail with a screwdriver. Yeah, eventually you'll get it in, but it'll take a lot of pounding. Then if you had a hammer and just hit it 3 times, then it's in, right? So if you're using tools that you're tracking institutional order flow and you're trading along with institutions, you know, that's the key to this. So the Money Flow Tracker software is very unique, and your edge gives you that edge to trade with institutional order flow. So my commitment to you again is to teach not just how to read setups. You know what? I could teach a 5-year-old how to read setups. It's really not that hard. But it's help you develop that mental mindset you must have in order to achieve financial independence. It's not about pushing the mouse button. It's about having that mental mindset. So the coupon code, the link is in the chat. If you prefer, you could put your name and your phone number in the questions box. And either myself or most likely today, Rory will give you a call and you can ask him as many questions as you like. All right. Some people would rather talk to somebody before they purchase. Some people are okay with doing it online. But if you put your name and your phone number in the questions box, we will keep the same discount that we're going to give. Actually, Rory just told me that we have 5 people that signed up and they're coming in more and more. Okay. So just letting you know. So look, it's a well-known fact that 95 to 98% of day traders and swing traders are losing money. This guy is a retail trader, right? And the retail traders lose money. And it's just like taking the money and flushing it, right? But not our traders. Our traders, day traders, are making money. Why? Because while the retail traders are flushing it, the institutions and the market makers are taking it from them before it goes down the drain. And do you want to be this guy or do you want to be this guy? Well, we trade with institutional money flow, and that's the biggest key that we do. So again, here is the offer. Umesh, he will definitely give you a call. He'll get your number. So look, it's less than $100 a month. How many of you lost $100 this week? How many of you lost $100 today? Bunch of you are saying me. Feel like the Three Stooges, me. You know what? If you decide to come aboard with us and subscribe to the yearly package for the Money Flow Tracker software, I will give you as much of my time in the room because look, we don't have trade setups all the time. So we have time in the room to do other things while we're trading. You know, I'm going to show you my trading screen because I happen to have it open still. Right? So look, here is crude oil. Now this is not a qualified trade because the trend line is flat. So we can't take this trade, right? But we didn't trade crude oil today because it was so freaking choppy. And if you look at a minute chart, yeah, we had this big move up, but when you're in a range, like, I don't know, NQ is in a range, it's been in this range all morning, we don't get setups. And when we do get setups, they're usually at the tail end of the move. Now, we use over here on the top left, see the MA diff? That tells us how far away from the 50 are we. And we don't want to take trades when we're really far away from the 50 because the chances are, it happens every day, that it pulls back. So why would you want to sell when you know that you have a high probability chance of pulling back? RTY, same thing. This is a trade on RTY. Now, I was getting ready for the webinar, so I didn't take it, but here's the 3/4 candle, here's the pullback candle, enter 1 tick below. This trade went down 25 ticks. So you got your first profit target, and as soon as we get our first profit target, the ATMs automatically move your stop to break even. Right? So you couldn't take this trade here because the trend line crossed below the 50, but you would be trading into a pivot plus higher time frame support. And you can see when it got here, it bounced all the way up and then came back down. So otherwise, we didn't have any setups this morning on RTY to trade. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this back up. I moved it over here. And then, come on. Why won't you want to move? Okay, let me go ahead and do this. Swap. Okay. Okay, so look, $11.97 for a year, quarterly $6.97, monthly $3.97. And for the bonuses, you'll get all this extra software, the Auto Trader, the NDT, the Market Scanner, a month in my trade room. You get all the tutorials and the videos, and your software will be installed by either Charles or Brock, and you'll have everything set up ready to go for you. And you'll get the money flow tracker minute charts. So look, this is a reel of a ton of different people that gave us testimonials that have been trading with the software for a long time. But this is the one that I like to pinpoint, because this woman came to Mark. She was in a webinar like this one we're doing today. And she went to Mark and said, I really want to learn to trade. I really want to trade, but I don't really know how. So Mark took her by the hand and he taught her things. He said, Mark taught me things. So he taught her. He said, sat her down and said, you know what? I want you to do this. I want you to wait until you get a colored background. Gave her the rules, right? Say, wait until you get a colored background, right? And wait for the stair-stepping line has to be there, right? And the 15 and the trend line have to be in the right position, right? And when you see that, push the button, either buy on up close or sell on down close. So that's what she did. She sat and she sat and she sat, and they said, oh, colored background. Oh, but we have this higher time frame area, so we have to wait until this breaks and get us a pullback. So broke, gave us this pullback candle, and this went up about profit target 1, and then stopped out break even on the second one. And that's really all we do. Right now, she's a 6-figure trader, and she doesn't trade every day. This gentleman is in my trade room, and he was in my webinar about 4 or 5 months ago. And he says to me, he sent me a message on Skype on the questions box, and he says, I'm the world's worst trader. I've been trying to trade for a long time. I've spent a ton of money. I'm ready to give up. Will you help me? So I said, sure, absolutely. So he signed up, and I'm only going to read this paragraph. He says, the Money Flow Tracker software, along with David's methodology and rules for trading, allow me to act like a robot and eliminate any guesswork or motions from my trading. We use the NDT, which allows us a single push button to enter trades when we see correct setups, following the rules. So every day it's simple. See the setup, push the button, see the setup, push the button, see the setup, push the button. Now he trades 7 Apex funded accounts and 7 Blue Knox funded accounts. And this is a guy that came to me and said, I'm the world's worst trader. I'm thinking of giving up. I can't. I just can't. I can't. And I said, yes, you can. You can. You can. And I took him by the hand, and this is the result. So, are you willing to do that for $100 a month to be able to trade like that and have tremendous amount of success? You know, look, everything runs in cycles. Right now, the markets are in chop, right? But when they start breaking out and they start moving one way or another, we're going to jump on them and we're going to ride them and ride them and ride them until we can't ride them anymore. So last month in December, we had the holidays come out at the beginning of the week. It was very light volumes and everything, not very good trading conditions, but we still made money. And that's the bottom line. We still made money. Okay. So again, if you prefer, we can call you and you can ask us any questions. So if you put your name and your phone number in the questions box, we're not going to call you 50 times. All right. We're going to call you once, maybe twice. If we can't get a hold of you, maybe we'll call you again. We'll leave you a message. If you prefer to call us back, fine. If you see a value, you'll call us back. If you want to have high probability setups, you'll call us back. Otherwise, we're not going to bombard you with phone calls every week. I don't like when I tell somebody, no, I'm not interested, and they keep calling me and calling me and calling me. I don't like that, and I don't like us to do that to other people too. Look, we have lots of subscribers. We have lots of people. My passion is trading. My second passion is teaching people. So, when I had my business, I never hired people with experience. I always taught them the way I wanted it done. And I'm finding that with the same mentality in trading is that sometimes I like to have people that are newbies because they don't have all their bad habits, right? And they are easy to coach and easy to train. And you just say, look, when you have the setups, you take the trades. Scott, I don't really trade the minute bars versus the Renko bars. I just trade the Renko bars. Okay, because I don't really see where time really is a factor. It's more price movement. And we found over time that over time the Renko bars perform better. All right. All right, so let's see. All right, so let me go back here and put this up. Any more questions? Okay, Umish, Rory, he is on WhatsApp. So if you want to contact him through there. So do we have any other questions? Or if anybody would like, just put your phone number in the questions box and we'll call you after the webinar. And you can ask as many questions as you want. Okay. I started trading with the Money Flow Tracker approximately 2.5 years ago. And I don't look at anything else. I don't talk to, I get tons of emails. I unsubscribe for all these people. I don't need anything else. I have everything that I need. I don't want to, I haven't spent in 2.5 years. I guess Richard, I'll have Rory take that number and call you call on Tuesday next week. I trade with Apex accounts all the time. I trade with Blue Knox all the time. Okay, it's $397 for a monthly subscription. If you do the yearly subscription, it comes out to less than $100 a month. Okay. So if you do $397, that's a monthly charge. So it's a methodology in the exact same in the last, exactly the same. Nothing has changed. The program works fine. It works great. There's no reason to change it. Sometimes, depending on market conditions, I might change the bar sizes. But we have templates for. I have templates here for the minute bars. I have templates for the Unirenko bars on all these markets. Some of my templates I made. Most of them are the ones that come with the software are black in color background. I just changed mine to white. And that's it. I haven't done anything else. And I haven't used anything else in the last 2.5 years. Hey, look, how can I argue with what we did last year? Some people say, well, your winning trades are not that great. Yeah, well, how can you argue with making 145,000 trading 4 hours a day, 3 hours a day, whatever? Look at our performance by day. and let's go 180 days. Look at our performance by day. Look at all these winning trades and look at all the losing trades, right? We had actually, I think it was in November, we only had 2 losing days in November. 2, that's it. And what did we do in November? I don't remember. $14,453. December was slow. January was slow. Actually, February was slow. So you can't argue with the results. Is the methodology in the exact? Yeah, exactly. It is the same. We haven't changed it. There's no reason to change it. But you know what? The thing about trading is patience. Is patience. Is patience to let the trade set up. Let the trade come to you. Right? Because we're trading a system that has a set of rules that eliminates discretionary trading. Yeah, there are some times that I see something that I'd really like to take a trade on, but it doesn't follow the rules, so I skip it. I trade with the Money Flow Tracker software only, period. I don't trade with anything else. So if the rules aren't there and the rules aren't met, and there are some times where I'm really tempted to take a trade, but I don't have the C2. And I'm like, I'm not taking the trade. I don't care. I'm not breaking the rules, because what happens is you start breaking the rules and you have a little success. And then that's with commission, Scott. You start breaking the rules, you start having a little success, and then you implode. And then you go back to trading the rules. So why would you do that? Just trade the rules. The rules are designed to give you high probability trades. Just because it's high probability doesn't mean it's going to work every time. Nothing works every time. And if somebody tells you something works every time, do one thing, turn around and run the other way, because it's virtually impossible for somebody to take winning trades every single time. It just doesn't work that way. And I think the problem with a lot of people in trading is they're looking for that. They're looking for a system that's going to give them winning trades all the time. And they're going to keep looking and keep looking and keep looking and spending money and spending money and spending money, when your spending of money could stop right here. Okay, you can spend $100 a month, which is less than an evaluation account, right? And trade with us in our trade room and do extremely well. So that's all I got today. I appreciate everybody listening to me and explaining the software and explaining what we do. And I hope you have a great weekend and be safe wherever you live. Weather's not looking too good around the country over the weekend. And if there's no other questions, if you're interested, you can always go to the chat and click the link. Or again, you could call us at 786-732-4656. And if you'd like to check out our website, all you need to do is go to rightlinetrading.com and you can check out our website. We have a brand new website. We have all our stuff here, all our products. So, okay. All right. Well, again, I want to thank you for attending. Have a great weekend and take care. And any questions before we go? Okay. Sounds good. All right. Have a great weekend. Hold on a second. Rory said, why isn't this not? Oh, a second. Yes, Rory, he said he's on WhatsApp. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a good weekend. We'll hopefully see you in the trading room. Bye-bye.